everybody, welcome. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Makselife goal setting and weekly planner. And this is an amazing company. First off, they've only been around for I think a year or so, and you can tell that it's more than just a planner. It actually is like a goal setting workbook. It's pretty fantastic. So it's shipped in this beautiful box, and I love packaging. There are these stickers included. These colors all coordinate with the colors inside. So you can see sort of rainbow, but nothing super bright. And then on the bottom, there are all of these icons, and this will come into play with the goal setting that I'll show you. So these are included, and they're lovely. They're a glossy finish and not super large, but just right for their planner. And this is the planner. There are two cover choices. There's yellow and blue. I, of course, got the blue. And just taking it out of the box, this is a heavy duty planner. It's beautiful, but this is not something light that you'll be able to sort of throw in your bag and kind of go through the day with. This is heavy duty. So it comes with a strap here that's attached to the back, and these coils are nice and large. I like these coils. I know some people don't, but I think they're great. And it is hardcover, not interchangeable or anything like that. This is a 2020 planner. They still have these available. Their 2021 is going to launch in the fall. But if you're interested, I actually picked this up for half off because obviously they're trying to get rid of their 2020s and make room for the 2021s. But it's a great opportunity if you are interested in this to kind of play around and dabble with it. If you can see if this is a planner that's going to work for you. Beginning here is a little intro from the founder. And then this first tab, and you can see the tabs here are laminated, and there we go, like this gray neutral color. All of them are the same gray neutrals on the inside. So this one is all about goal setting. And this, like I said, this is kind of where it gets to be more than just a planner, really just like a workbook. There are some weekly and daily features that they include. And then there's a 5-step, goal setting system that they have in place. There's a lot of inspirational quotes along the way. And the first one is this compass assessment. You do this at the beginning, and then as you go through different months, there's like quarterly check-ins based on your initial life compass assessment. And there's a little example down here on the bottom so the middle is 0, so 1 all the way through 10. There's an assessment scoring over here. Right? So you kind of take this little quiz and then you plug in where you are, and it really gives you an idea of the sectors and factors of your life that might need a bit more attention, right? Which is very cool. So I like that they kind of give you the starting point right off the bat. There's personal, fun and recreation, work and learning, family and relationships, health and wellness, spiritual and personal growth, financial and physical environment. And if you remember, these are the same, there we go. These are the same icons that were on the sheet originally. You're going to see these icons a lot as you go through this planner. So again, you know me, I love icons, so it's very exciting. So you kind of go through and you rate on a scale of 1 to 10 how well each of these statements apply to you, and then you fill this in, and again, there's like a little sample down below. It kind of gives you just a great starting point. Then there are some 2020 intentions. There's some work on setting goals and how to write goals, right? There's even a spot down here for your word for 2020, and obviously 2021 coming up. Talking about committing to goals, your long-term vision, how to chunk that down and make monthly goals, and then weekly actions. And these monthly goals and weekly actions show up all throughout this planner. So again, it's more than just a planner. Here are the annual goals. And then the last question on each of these sections is, how will my life improve by reaching this goal? So this really, I don't know, it just kind of requires a nice sit down, cup of tea, just some good music in the background, and just a chance to really, dream and scheme about the upcoming year. Obviously, this is July when I'm getting this now, but it is worth, like I said, obviously going through and really just thinking about all of these different sets. I think, at least personally, I always think so much about, my health and like my finances, and then probably, like my job or something, right? And so to really be thinking about, I can have a goal in fun and recreation, and spiritual and personal growth, my physical environment. So you know, it's a great way to really, like I said, just dream about the year ahead. Vision board space, which I love. It's been a while since I made a vision board. So and then some goal setting quick tips. So then that is the end of the goal setting tab. We get into the monthly pages. I got the horizontal layout, and I'll show you that in a second. But again, each of these has the laminated tab. It sort of extends past the tab itself, you know, as it attaches to the paper. And it's really nice because these tabs do not interfere with the calendar itself. Oftentimes the tabs come down so much and you're not able to write on the monthly spread, but these, if you can hopefully see in that reflection, these end well before the calendar begins. So I was very excited about that. Here's the monthly layout. I did see they have a great Facebook group. So if you are interested in kind of seeing this planner and loving it, I highly recommend joining the Facebook group. You can get to it from their website. But the founder, Sierra, was actually posting a few of the different updates to 2021, one of which is that these little numbers are going to be scooched over and be in the corner. But either way, they're nice and small, some places for the notes next month down below. Some nice inspirational quotes again on top. You can see they're all over, which I love. And then this monthly goal spread, and this comes after the this comes after the month spread every single month. So it'll always be that month's 2-page spread and then a monthly goals 2-page spread with the 8 different, sections for your goals. There's a notes and reflections page, and then there's these nice little planning tips down here, sort of goal setting tips. This one's talking all about planning ahead. And then again, we have another space for these 8 tips for then the weekly actions, right? So here's the monthly goals again for January, but for each month. And then this page shows up before each week. So that way you can take your yearly goals and your monthly goals and just break them up. Okay, this week I will, right? And just focus on what you can do for just that week. Here's the week itself. Okay. Again, I got the horizontal layout. I usually like these just for more note taking, for more journaling. I was actually going to use this as kind of my budget book. So I'd be writing down either things that were due, expenses, purchases that I made, things like that. There's these blank sections on the right-hand side of each, and I usually use these for stickers, but you could certainly use these for meal planning or, for if you're using this to keep track of your budget for, your ongoing balance. On the bottom, if you guys can see these little hearts, these are just little moments of gratitude. So I love that. It's just a very simple way to remind yourself to jot down some moments of gratitude for that day. That's really nice. There's the date here and then just a very large M behind, right? M, T, W, T, H, F, S, and S, U. So that way, again, just a very clean layout. I like that. And then just alternating with the gray. These colors stay the same, the gray and the white. What does change is the font color as the months continue. But again, it's that really soft sort of rainbow palette. So it's nothing that's too bright. Other than that, there's not a lot of extra designs. There's a spot down here for the notes. There's some habit trackers. There's 6 different habits that you can jot down and then just keep track as the week goes. And really, like I said, this is such a nice heavy duty planner that you can just leave this out, which I usually do. And that way you can just refer back to it and kind of have it open, on your counter, your desk, just be able to track as the week goes. So then there's a notes and reflection at the end of each week. Again, another tip. And then weekly actions for the week ahead. So if you are someone, like me who really processes by writing, this is a great planner because it really does give you all of that space to do that. I am definitely a big writer, a big handwriter. If I don't handwrite it down, I just don't remember it. And so I was really drawn to this design because there's so much space to write down. Look at this. So for every single week, again, a new tip, right? Notes and reflections either on the past week or something to remember for the week ahead. I just love all of this space. And for these, you can tell there's definitely some space, but there's not so much. Really just a simple bullet point or, a few words. It's not like you really need to reinvent the wheel every single week, but it really does, it kind of requires accountability, which is, as we know, kind of the best way to reach your goals. So Here's a spot where the month changes from January to February. So you can see how the font color itself changed, but the spread color itself did not, right? And then at the very end of the month, there's the monthly reflections, my biggest wins, things that are currently working, things that are currently not working, what I learned this month, what improvements or adjustments do I need to make going into next month, what am I most grateful for, habit I want to nurture next month, and then rating your overall satisfaction with the month. So, right? It's pretty amazing. Here's February. Again, March's calendar down here, space for notes, monthly goals again. And then we go back to the notes and reflection and weekly actions before each week. Okay. And so that's going to go through with a monthly reflection at the end and a new quote, right? Here's March. You can see just a soft green, more monthly goals. So we go on, here's April. So April is nice. Their cover for April is not a page of quotes, it's a quarterly compass check-in. And so that's kind of neat because it talks about like your previous score was here, you go back and you take that assessment again and you fill in like, okay, so now that I've done this for 90 days, you know, where am I falling with things? Have I grown? Have I decreased in certain areas? Have I stayed the same? And it has you reflect on this a little bit. 3 words to describe how I generally felt over the last 90 days. So again, it's really giving you some concrete direction to move in, which again, I'm a big fan of, because oftentimes if it's just like jot about your month, I'm just like, you know, and I end up, I don't know, not following through. Here's May. I have a softer yellow here. June. I have a soft orange. July, another quarterly compass. So again, now that it's July, I'm not gonna start here, right? But I do think that, you know, again, this is definitely meant to be a January through December planner, but you can still do enough now, right? Okay, cool. So it's just another quarterly check-in and, you know, kind of go through the first time and fill it in here and go from there. So, you know, you can certainly jump in at any time, although I do know, having read a lot of the tips, that it does start you nice and gently in January. Which I appreciate. July, sort of a soft red. August. September. October, another quarterly compass check-in. The paper itself, I know I haven't talked about that, is nice and smooth. There's a bit of texture, a bit. Nice and thick though, it really is. No, there's nothing about this planner that is flimsy, which I greatly appreciate, especially because it's holding so much, right? It's holding more, again, a planner and a goal workbook. So it's not going anywhere. November and then December. And so December then being the very end, I can flip to the end here. Right? You do have, here we go, the end of December's monthly reflections, and then you have another quarterly compass because it's a, you know, taking your final assessment of this year. So again, going back to your very first assessment and your current, and then just having you kind of think about how it went and all of that good stuff. 2 calendars, 2020 and 2021. And then the remainder, here we go, the remainder of this planner are just lined pages. Again, for more note taking, for jotting down anything about the year up ahead, for going back and reflecting. There's this 2-sided folder at the very end. And then this, which I love, I saw this popping up on a few planners, again, the hardbound ones, is this envelope for storing stickers or invitations, cards, anything like that. And then you have this very nice heavy duty back cover as well. And then with our elastic. So that is the Makselife Planner weekly, horizontal weekly edition with goal setting. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. And again, these are currently 50% off while supplies last. So I do know they're selling through them quickly, but if you are really liking this and wanting to take more of a peek, I highly recommend getting it at half off. And then you can really get familiar with the system. That way in January of 2021, you can dive in with their new planner and get straight to work. So thanks so much. We'll see you soon.